Mr. Chair, thank you for those much-needed words of hope and prayer. Thank you for setting high expectations for this community, because there is no doubt in my mind that this community can respond. Will you respond?
Yes.
Come on. Will you respond?
Yes.
Thank you. And as the response, I'd like to share with you some modest good news. A number of you attended last Saturday's teach-in. That teach-in was characterized by a number of FIU's finest faculty, your faculty, who talked about the challenges that lie ahead. There were also a number of specialists from the community. And immediately after that teach-in, I asked people to stay. Some of you were there. And we received about 30 immediate suggestions for how this great university needs to be involved in the process of recovery. Today, I was in Tallahassee. Tallahassee is our state capital. And I spoke with numerous legislators about ways that the legislature could help us. And the good news is, nobody said no. The good news is, get us your proposal. We know that we have to respond. We know that this is personal. We know that so many members of our community are in pain and need to know that we're there. So I'm bringing that message to us from Tallahassee. And now it's our challenge to respond. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a medical team of your doctors, of your nurses, of your psychologists, of your public health specialists who are just waiting for the phone call. And we, next week, will mount a campaign, as we promised, to make sure that we are collecting here a mountain of supplies, of needed goods for our friends, for our family members in Haiti. And so I have another question. Will you ensure that we can send a very strong message next week of our support for the recovery effort? Will you respond?
Yes.
Thank you. But as Mr. Dotson said, this isn't a sprint. This is a long journey. And as I sat there on Saturday listening to our speakers, I had 4 conclusions, and I'd like to share those with you. The first conclusion is that, as many of you know, this isn't a disaster, this is a catastrophe. And so therefore, that is going to call upon us, tax us in ways that we need to understand. Second of all, that the magnitude of the challenge is so great that every human and organizational capability that we know will be maxed out in response. And so that's why we have to remember, it's not just about today and tomorrow, but it's about what's going to happen a week, a month, 6 months from now. By the way, 6 months from now, we're back in the middle of hurricane season. The third conclusion is that time is against us. And we've got to move with a plan and with all deliberate speed. And the university administration, with faculty and other specialists, is now, as we speak, putting together a plan. We're going to have all of our deans together in one room on Monday, having a specific conversation about what each of our academic units can do. And the fourth conclusion, dear students, ladies and gentlemen, is that because time is moving against us, in the end, it will be up to us as a community, the university, Greater Miami, South Florida, to continue to respond to ensure that something like this, in its magnitude, never happens again to our friends in Haiti, which means that we're going to have to redouble our efforts day after day, not just to do well here, but to do well by the Haitian people there. As president of your university, I'm committed to that. And one of the reasons that I'm committed to that is because having been here since the mid-70s, I've now gone through, this is the third very difficult episode related to our friends in Haiti. The early 80s, a period of great difficulty. The early 90s, a period of difficulty and change and hope. And today, and truthfully, I don't want my sons and daughter, I don't want your sons and daughters to go through this again, which means we have to get it right today. And on behalf of our university, I pledge to you, working with you, that we're going to get it right. So we want to thank you for being here. We're proud of your hope and your passion. We have the same pain, but we have the resolution to make things better, and that we can do from our Florida International University. Thank you very much.
I will lift up mine eyes to the hills, from which cometh my help. My help cometh from the Lord which made heaven and earth. He said he will not suffer thy foot to be moved. The Lord which keepeth thee, he will not slumber nor sleep. For the Lord is thy keeper, the Lord is thy shade upon thy right hand, upon thy right hand. For the sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. He shall preserve